Hey everyone, thank you so much for watching. Um, so this week we had to do the final metaphor website. So this is mine. I wanted to talk about my past and where I came from. I'm just talking about that I was raised in a very small town in Texas, and being raised in a small town, we were a good community, and so that kind of taught me how to be in a community, and from that, I just feel like there's so many lessons that I can take and use it for my teaching, like how to be a positive role model for my future students. I have some little quotes. The first one: a good teacher is like a candle. It consumes itself to light the way for others. One from Dr. Seuss: unless someone like you cares a whole awful lot, nothing's going to get done. It's not. I like that a lot. I like the Lorax. So I just watched it and I really like the Dr. Seuss. The third one: the capacity to learn is a gift. The ability to learn is a skill. The willingness to learn is a choice. I like that a lot just because as teachers, we're teaching, but we're also learning. We never stop learning. So, I don't know, that just really stuck out to me. So, my journey, I just listed, before I talk about myself, I wanted to talk about the people who affected my life. So the first one I talk about is my dad. My dad gave up his dreams so he could create a better life for us so we can chase ours. Also, he's always been so supportive and such a positive influence on me. I used to play tennis in high school, and he would come to my games, especially my senior ones, and he'd cry or celebrate with me. And I went to regionals for tennis, and he won. And my last match that I ever played, I came off the court just sobbing because I was so sad it was ended, and he was sobbing too. And he's always been such an amazing guy. My mom has always taught me to have standards and to have goals and to achieve them. And my grandmothers, two different women, but they are the strongest women that I know, and they taught me how to be a strong woman. They both had two different types of cancer, and even though they were fighting those, and it was a great pain for them, they still had smiles on their faces, and that has always influenced me. The fourth person I wanted to talk about is one of my greatest friends. Her name is Emma Maffey, and I met her last semester at BYU, Idaho, and she instantly became my best friend, and she taught me how to embrace who I am. And so, how can I use these traits to help me prepare for being a teacher? I can inspire my students to chase their dreams by using what my dad has taught me about chasing mine. I can give my students goals and inspire them to have standards. Having a strong backbone will allow me to never back down and keep going. Knowing who I am can bring my life into the classroom and will allow my students to feel like they can express themselves. And these traits will allow me to create a supportive environment that will allow my students to grow and develop. So let's go to my metaphor, and I decided to use the one where it's a teacher is a gardener. So the schools are the gardens, children are the plants growing inside the gardens, and teachers are the ones that look after the plants and make sure they are growing correctly. This metaphor explains the roles of the schools. This will allow more students to understand the importance of teaching and schools in general. Students and people, sorry. And I feel like that's important because I feel like teaching is very overlooked. And a lot of people don't understand that teachers are the foundation. You know, you look back in your past. What have you experienced? School, you know? And they put an emphasis on having a positive environment. You know, teachers are the ones that look after the students' need. They want to see the students grow. So down here I just have a few pictures just to relate and some resources that helped me. I looked at Pinterest and came across those quotes, most of them. Here's one that I didn't put into a picture. 3 simple rules in life. If you do not go after what you want, you will never have it. If you do not ask, the answer will always be no. If you do not step forward, you will always be in the same place. And I really like that just because I really try to live my life on how can I better myself and with the growth mindset. I just have some conference talks about growing and having faith, just like the faith of a mustard seed. You know, we plant those seeds and they grow as we look after them, as we have experiences that make them grow. These 2 scriptures are my favorite scriptures, and I just really wanted to incorporate them. Ether 12:27 says that if a man comes before God and shows him his weaknesses, if he's humble and has faith, he will turn those weaknesses into strengths. In this one, D&C 110:5 is about repentance and how repentance, like you are forgiven, and so go and teach. And this is just it's called Become as a Little Child. It just talks about growth and why it's important to grow. So yeah, that's my website. Thank you all so much.